Good morning, campers. It is day 87 on the PCT. Chilly morning at 6:51 a.m. A little over half a mile in so far to our 4.5 mile climb up and over Silver Pass this morning. We are making our way once again to the town of Mammoth Lakes, so that should be the end of our day tomorrow. So this is just a really short jump from Vermilion Valley Resort, where we picked up a couple of bits of food just to tide us over till the next town. Now we're not really sure what today's going to look like as far as mileage is concerned. We'd like to get as far as we can. That could mean 16 miles. It could mean 20 miles. I'm not really sure. And whatever we get, today just decreases tomorrow, because we do have about a 3.5 mile walk out off the PCT to get to somewhere where we can be picked up, hopefully. Well, we don't know what that looks like yet either. Shuttle, hitch, who knows. Alright, just under a mile in, and we're getting our feet wet. It's going to be a cold, wet feet kind of day, at least to start. Mott Lake out wet. It's a pretty runoff. Here we've got the waterfall. I don't think it has a name, at least not in far out. Maybe it does have an actual name. But large and impressive. Beautiful. Trying to get our way across with mostly dry feet. Oh, trail steps, how we hate thee. These are the worst things on trail when you're backpacking. Well, okay, maybe not the worst. Definitely not the worst. But we do not like them. They are really hard on the knees, really hard on the ankles, and you are forced to push the weight of the backpack straight up every time. And going down, of course, is just as bad, because you've got to resist that weight going down every step. All right, and now we are on top of the high point, just above Silver Pass. Nice view from over here on this side, and full of mosquitoes, of course. Over here, another nice little lake down there. Smaller, but not easy still, passes. Looks like the trail dead-ended here and at this rock, and we are going through Lake Virginia to pick it up on the other side. The majority of the lake is out there. That's where we were just kind of walking around and taking pictures of a minute ago. Oh yeah. About 30 steps later and we're back in it again on the other side. No current, no big rocks to contend with, just a little depth. And there's a nice shot of Lake Virginia out there. So you can see the debris, all the landslide stuff that's come down. And if we walk right over here, at one point, all this was up there. Huge, just massive boulders came down off of that mountainside at one point, piled up here. Glad it happened before we got here. This is Purple Lake, Purple Lake. How about that?
Yeah, I know.
And this is the Purple Lake outlet.
There's a bridge.
And there's a bridge. We don't have to ford this one. Although today, the cool water felt good on my feet. There it is. Yay! All right, here we are, day 87 wrap up. Today was a long day. We did 20.4, I think, something like that, PCT miles. 21 plus on total on foot. We started out the day with Silver Pass. That was today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't as bad as we thought, or whatever might have expected. It was mostly snow-free.
Yes, fortunately.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot easier, too.
Yeah.
When you can just walk on dirt on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than try to figure out where it is you're trying to,
Right.
trying to go.
But we did have, 4.5 miles to get up to the top of it. So it was, it took us a little while to get up there, but yeah, it wasn't overly difficult. So, and the descent was pretty good too. Again, just a little bit of snow left on a switchback or two. But we had to...
They're cruising right along through the lakes.
Yeah, we had some beautiful descent there down through the lakes. The Chief Lake and Papoose Lake and things like... I forget what the other names of them
I just
were.
wrote it down, too.
Yeah, but they were really pretty. So that was a nice hike. Yeah, and we just kind of were able to cruise. So that was good. It was that part of the day was really good. And then, all through that section, and a couple of days ago, the kids, there were two guys that we had done the up and over route with, said that a ranger had told them that the next valley over, which I think is the one that we were just in, was very buggy. And I didn't see how that was possible compared to the one that we were already in. But at least I was eaten alive today.
Yeah, I did not have that same challenge for whatever reason. They were leaving me alone.
They were just...
Not completely, but I wasn't bothered.
They were just at me constantly. And not only were the mosquitoes, you'd shush them away or whatever, and I'd have 10 of them on my arm, and then I'd look down and there'd be 5 more again 3 seconds later.
We were moving.
We were moving pretty good.
Yeah.
But then there was also this biting fly thing that really hurts, and I got they were after my mainly like the back of my knees and my calves mainly. But that sucker really hurt. So, and I had quite a few of those. So, I think they drew blood a few times.
Probably,
yeah. But we, anyway, yeah. So anyway, we were doing these cruising miles, and we went downhill. We kept going down and down and down, and got following this river down. Went across a lovely bridge.
It was a lovely. I love bridges.
Yeah. Yeah,
is that the one at Purple Lake that you're talking about, or was that a different one that you're talking about?
No, the one at the bottom of the ravine.
Yeah.
As soon as we crossed that bridge and started heading back up the hill on the other side, though, the bugs seemed to diminish.
Well, there was a little breezier as well.
So they weren't gone.
Yeah.
But they were definitely...
But there was a nice breeze this afternoon going, which was helpful.
So what were you going to say about Purple Lake?
I just thought that might have been where the bridge was.
Okay. Yeah, so we had a couple of right Purple Lake and
we didn't get to Duck Lake.
Well, no.
We had to Duck Lake Inlet.
The outlet or whatever it was in where we collected water. And Virginia Lake. That was the other one.
Virginia Lake, we did have to walk through the inlet. It's funny that the trail you can see the trail underneath the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's lined in rocks.
Yep.
And it's all sand. It's lovely, and there's not. But it was
deep.
It was mid thigh on me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was deep.
Yeah.
It was calm, but it was deep. So.
Yeah, which was that was a little surprising. All of a sudden, the trail just ended at the water, and then you could see the path through the water. Yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat. But we had that was a good day.
That was our last water though that we had to actually cross.
Right. Yeah, we did have dry feet coming into camp, which was really nice.
That was the first time in probably a
days.
Week.
Yeah.
Yes,
at
that
least.
we've had dry feet coming into camp.
Yep. And then we had a couple of kind of surprising climbs. I mean, we knew it wasn't flat all day or in the afternoon, but I think the climbs were a little bit more than we maybe anticipated, but nothing horrible, really. We climbed for a little while, went across the flat, and then came back down, and I think we did that twice. So that was pretty good. And then, so first of all, shortly out of camp, let's back up 1 second, we hit 1/3, 1/3 of the way completed of the trail, so 883.3 miles. So that was about 2 miles out of camp this morning. So that was kind of exciting. Even though we just celebrated it about 4 miles later when we realized it had happened. And then that second hill towards the end of the day was our 900-mile mark. So that was kind of exciting too.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So we celebrated that a little bit. And then as we were coming down, it just got really dusty and dry.
Very dry.
Very different environment than the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So that was kind of odd. It was just I don't know if there had been a fire or something. The trees were a little sparse, or not quite as close together as they normally are or had been. But
it's dry and dusty out here pretty much all the time. But it was that particular space was very.
It was almost
exceptionally so.
Yeah, it was almost like desert again.
Yeah.
Just walking behind you, just the cloud of dust coming up off of your feet.
Yeah.
Can't
help it.
Yeah. But that led us down into this ravine here where the water is.
Deer Lake.
Deer Lake. Okay.
No, not Deer Lake. Deer.
No.
It's Deer something. Deer Creek.
Deer Creek.
I guess.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Deer Creek. Yeah. So we hit the first part of the creek. There were some lovely camp spots right away. We were going to go another 0.4 where the marker is on our app. But it's like, oh, there's water here. There's some nice campsites. There's pretty much going to be mosquitoes everywhere that we go down the line because there's water.
There's water.
Yeah.
And it's warm.
Right. So sure enough, there are mosquitoes here, which is why we're in the tent. Unfortunately, because it is a nice evening outside, and we have a good space here.
Yes.
But yeah, they're waiting for us.
There's not as many as there have been in recent camps,
right?
Sites, but we're trying to avoid them at all costs, just
Right.
because we don't want to have to deal with it.
And my legs were just
Yeah,
a
eaten
mess. By the time we got to lunch, they were just ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So here we are for the night, and I think what we're going to do, well, I know what we're going to do tomorrow, is
Oh.
we have just over 5.5 miles.
Yeah, not much at all.
2.2 of those are PCT. Approximately 3.5 of those are side trail up over Mammoth Pass, which I don't think is.
It's not. It's like 9,600 or something like that.
Yeah,
Not.
it's only like a couple hundred feet from where we are right now,
Yeah.
so it's really not much at all.
We do go down, but then, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But we're
won't be
so
dreadful.
going up and over that, and then we get to the other end where there's a
trolley.
trolley.
Trolley runs every half an hour, apparently, from the trailhead into Mammoth Lakes,
Mammoth Lakes.
where we already have a
We have a
hotel booked. We don't want another Bishop scenario.
Yeah, where we're scrambling to try to find a room. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we did have a little bit of a Wi-Fi service at VVR, so we were able to book a room, and yeah, so that's the plan for tomorrow, and so hopefully we'll get into town relatively early because we have short miles, and yeah, and
Do what
then
needs to be done.
do what needs to be done while we're there. So, all right, that's a wrap then for day 87. And again, hope everyone is well. Sorry that we're holed up in the tent again, but you know, I will try to take a quick shot when we go outside to take care of our bear canisters. So, all right, have a good night, everyone.
Night, guys.
Talk to you tomorrow.